long ago, there was initially, back really early days of surface coil stuff, all of a sudden on a GE, it came out with this thing called a combiner box where you could take two coils, two 3-inch coils, right, and put them, remember that? The combiner box.
They weren't born.
We probably weren't born. Dual coil imaging, okay?
We did talk about that on another podcast, though.
Right, but, okay.
Like a dual flex of it?
Well, okay, but two coils. The first ones to do that were in Chattanooga. That's how I lucked into this. Okay, we had two surface coils that happened to be identical, and I didn't know it. And I asked if I could hook two of them into a BNC connector, and would they work? And could I do stuff like put one on the top of the neck and the back of the neck?
Right.
And the service engineer says, I don't know. And he calls their GE's headquarters and said, will this work? They go, I don't know. And they laughed. And I said to the service engineer, what would be the worst thing that happened? He said, we could blow a preamp. I said, you got a spare preamp? He said, yeah, okay, let's try it. So I put it in there, and it actually worked. And I looked out how I had them oriented. If I turned them the other way, they wouldn't have worked. But turned them the right way, and it did work. And started showing this around. Then GE saw this. So, again, for people who getting into stuff, don't let stuff discourage you, okay?
Right.
So, GE, back in those days, we're going to have a user meeting at this, what now is the ISMRM. I forget what it was called. It was in a big meeting in Montreal. This was back in the late 80s, okay? And they said, we want you to present on this dual coil thing, okay? So my radiologist, Dr. Don Mills, says, you're going to present it. I said, no, you present it. He goes, no, it's user. You do it. And then I say, okay. He says, but here's what you got to do. He said, you ever been to one of these meetings before? I said, no. He said, they're horrible. He said, what they do is they get up and they stand up.
That's why he was making you do it.
Oh, no, he said, you get it. Well, yeah. You get up, you do the presentation, and after you do your presentation, the other people in the audience get up and they challenge you. And they want to know how, why, and they're going to quiz you on it. And you're going to have to be able to answer it. And furthermore, they tell you 5 minutes, you're going to be 5 minutes, or they're going to come pull you off stage. He said, so it's got to be practiced. Now, I've been teaching courses, okay?
Right.
And I've been, but teaching stuff, and maybe done a few, I haven't done any really lecture or, talks, okay?
Right.
So he says, you're going to need to do this, and you're going to need to get it down to 5 minutes. He grilled me, practiced me. I did that talk over and over and over. And this is old days of slides, okay? And I'm like, okay, good Lord, okay? And I said, surely they don't do this. Okay, so I go to this meeting, and I'm in a big session. I'm not talking at this session. The user group was a smaller session. I'm in this big conference room, okay? And this guy gets up, and he's doing a presentation on something called gradient echo imaging. Okay, so it's a big thing back then, right? So he does his presentation. After he gets through with his presentation, people get up in the mic and ask questions. All of a sudden, this little skinny guy, he's Jewish Philly, he's got the little hat on his head. Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. Gets
Dr.
up.
Canal.
Okay, and Manny Canal is about 2 years younger than me. Okay, so this young skinny guy, because I got to be in my 30s. So Manny's in his 30s or late 20s or 30, I don't know.
Right.
Okay, so and I've never seen the guy before. I have no idea who he is. Okay. He tears that speaker a new one. Okay, he says stuff like, what you're saying is not valid. We did this, we did that. Your validity, I question your methods. We do this, we did that. I mean, he just went on, and I'm sitting there going, oh my Lord, this is brutal.
Right.
Okay. So now we go to the GE user meeting, and on the docket is actually, there was Bill Bradley, there was the guy out at Stanford, Bob Herfkins, other big names. I mean, the big name guys: MD, MD, PhD, PhD, MD, PhD, PhD, MD, MD, Bill Faulkner, RT. Okay, I'm serious. I was the last one on the stand. Okay,
that's funny.
So I mean, I'm sitting there, and then fortunately though, nobody's, they're not grilling them. This is a real, obviously friendly thing, except I am scared to death.
Right.
Okay. So I get up and I get ready to start, and guess who walks in the back door?
Dr. Canal.
Canal. The same guy. I have no idea who he is, but it's the same guy. And I'm going, oh, God. And so I'm using the laser pointer, and it's making big circles on the sky. So I'm just so nervous,
You're
right?
a total pucker. You know,
Oh, it was so. It actually went over very well, but that was my first presentation. I thought, oh my Lord, I've never rehearsed a talk since. Okay, just so you know. And I told Manny that story. I said,
Does he remember it?
no, he don't remember what he's had for dinner. I mean, seriously, but I told him about it. And I said, oh my goodness. So anyway, the point is that opened up doors for doing presentations. It also opened up doors where we started doing a lot of clinical evaluations for GE on new stuff. And I got to work with Dr. Paul Keller. And when he was out here at Barrows and developing time of flight, real fortunate to meet and work with him. And so that got me, into basically where, but I was
Cool
getting,
Kids Club,
but I was getting pigeonholed because everything was GE. To Kristen's point about pigeonholed, understand, look out in life, pigeonholing can cause you problems because only people that wanted me to speak was GE.
Right.
And it really, even after I had started working for myself, I was having trouble getting, and working with other vendors because, well, he's a GE guy. Well, he's and so at first what I thought was going to be a bad thing, being not clinically tied to a scanner or associated with a scanner, turned out to be a good thing because now we have our MRSO courses in Siemens price book. And so Siemens sends their customers if they want to spend their education
Philips
money.
actually has had us the past 2 years at their user meeting, and we've done our MRSO course there in Orlando for 2 days while they have. So we definitely, actually in Canada, GE in Canada.
Yeah, GE in Canada brought us up to do it.
They 3 times, I think, they brought us up to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, so
just always be open to stuff. And the more you push yourself, like I said, Kristen was pushing into business stuff. I was just tend to pushing in the MR tech kind of stuff.
Right.
And, it just kind of fell into place.